Man, it's been a while since we did a video about this thing. I think I was supposed to do a video about a year ago. Alright, what is up, guys? So, I'm just gonna turn this light on before we continue. I'm just gonna have a quick little review video for you guys about the Dasaita Headunit. I've been getting some questions, and I'm gonna try to help you guys and answer some question about this thing. Um, yeah, it's been about a year since I did the install video about this thing, and I've just been busy with work and school and moving house, renovation, so didn't really have any time. Since we're on holidays now, I get some free time to do a little recap, a little review for whoever needs some question about this. Well, need some answered, need some question answered about this thing. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyways, so the car has been sitting for about 3 weeks now. The last time I drove it was to put on the winter tires. Um, why is the car not driving every day? Well, I have about two, three other cars that we use, and this is a family car mostly, so it barely gets driven. It's been sitting on a battery tender um, that just died, so I just had to buy a replacement one that is actually right there to be installed. It's a Noco Genius. So the old one was just a regular, the green one, the Bentley version. So that one just died, and now I have the new one. I've also put an air in my tires because you should if you're not driving your car. They were about 5 psi less. Um, so the reason why the car's still on is to answer the first question. Well, not the first question, but to answer one of the question is how long does it take to start up the system? Oh wow, that's actually very quick. So I'm just gonna count really quick how long it takes for this thing to boot up. We're just gonna give it a few seconds. So it's about 10 seconds so far. All right, 15, and we're about 20 seconds. We'll say 20, yeah, 25 seconds. So less than 30 seconds. So by the time you get in your car and you start your car, it's fully running and active. Um, my car started pretty quick because it's been sitting on a battery tender. And before I started the car, I also put in the block heater on, just because the car's been sitting for a while. I didn't want to have it start on cold oil. So it does start right away. Oh wow, it's actually pretty nice. The oil is actually up to temp already. Anyways, speaking about this head unit, is where did I buy it from? Well, I bought it from Dasaita directly. I'm gonna put a link to their website. Don't ask me which exact system that I have because everybody has a different version of their car. This particular car, the Nissan Rogue forward slash Xtrail, which is from the year 2015, 2014, I believe, to 2020, which is a T32 chassis number, has about three different kind of head unit. You have a base, just a LCD screen head unit. You have a 4-inch with a backup camera on the base version and the mid-range. The base version, which is an option on that, and the mid-range standard. And then the mid-range and the high range also have them. Well, the high-end version has it on the SL. In Canada and North America, you get the big 7-inch, which is standard, and you can get it on the SV with a tech package, which gives you the Bose and the around view. In terms of cost, the system was about 430 Canadian dollars when I bought it, so that's about 350 USD ish shipped to my place. Keep in mind that's paying the custom tax already, so I didn't have to pay anything. It was shipped at my doorstep at $430 ish. We'll say 450. Uh, in terms of reliability, we've used this system a lot last year for navigation, which this system already comes preloaded with a iGo system navigation. I'm not going to open it up because it has my location on it, but it already comes preloaded with it. It works fine. If your car does not have a factory navigation on your screen, you do have to install an antenna. Um, but if your car has a factory navigation already, you don't have to because it's a plug and play system, so it plugs into your actual cable that's from factory. Same thing for your microphone, it plugs in there. In terms of harness, which is a question I got lost a lot of time, the harness that I got was with the system. I didn't buy it separately. It comes with the system, and you can't use it with another system. It's made for the Dasaita Headunit, and you do have to make sure that you let the seller know which exact head unit you have to get the right plug and play. Because, like I said, in the back of this um, system, the actual factory wire, well, factory plugs are all different. So if you have a base version, it's not the same compared to the mid-range, and the mid-range to the high-end version, it's completely different for each head unit. Um, so make sure you get the right one. If you have any trouble installing your head unit, then you probably have the wrong harness, which is something that you need to call the seller back and deal with. So make sure you give them a picture exactly of your head unit and tell them the options that you have, and you will get the right one. Um, in terms of installation, as you guys know, it was very straightforward. Don't use a screwdriver. I've seen some people using a screwdriver and trying to take off the trim. It just breaks them, and then they're like, "Oh, this breaks my clip." Use a actual plastic removal trim kit. It's about, I think, $10 on eBay. You can get one. So just make sure you have one of those. Use a plastic trim remover set and a few what am I gonna say? Credit cards or gift cards that are plastic, and wrap them around a microfiber while you're pulling them up, so that you don't damage any of your trims. Unless you really don't care, well, then don't come complaining later on. um, the second thing about the installation is the only thing that you have to plug in, and well, you have to do a little bit of work, is for the ground. You have a 10 mil in the back that needs to be unscrewed, and then just plug in that ground wire. So which is very simple, nothing complicated. Plug and play, and you're ready to go. The other question I get asked a lot of time is about my contact information. Please note, I will not share my contact info with anybody online, especially if I don't know you. If you are on the Facebook group, you can always send me a message via Messenger. I will try to help you guys as much as I can, but with my time being limited, it's hard to do those things. But let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully, I'll be able to answer them. Um, Another question that I get a lot is Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. I did have to disable my Bluetooth. Usually, when I plug in my, when I start the car, my phone connects to it directly, and it sets up Android Auto right away. I will try to do another video to go in depth with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. The one thing that I just recently got from the seller, which is down here, is I had to get a, just gonna put this in the back. I had to get a cable from them, which came already with my old box, but I threw it away, or I misplaced it. I remember having this cable from before, but I threw it away, so I had to ask them for a second one. Try to see if I can get a better light. So this is a plug in the back of the head unit, and what it allows me to do is plug in about two USB, because currently my factory USB, which is here, is being used as a USB for music. You do have Spotify that you can use for your music, or you can stream from your phone by Bluetooth streaming, or Apple CarPlay, or Android Auto also. But in case I want to use my phone for something else, I like just having a USB plugged in. I can listen to music, so it doesn't have to connect to my phone, and just, especially if you're with somebody else, then it's a lot more handy. This is a Android head unit, so it does have Google Play. You have the Play Store, so you can you can download any kind of apps that you want to use. For navigation, you can use Waze. You can have Spotify for your music. A couple other things, you can have your McDonald's and stuff like that for your drive-through, so it makes it easy for you to pick up stuff. The other thing I was saying about the harness is you have to make sure to get the right one for your factory controls to work. A lot of times I get questioned about people having trouble with X button or this button not working. Keep in mind that that screen on top is controlled by this button right here, which also is used for your head unit. So if this doesn't work, then you're gonna have some trouble working things around. For me, I have the enter button as a shortcut, so when I press it, it comes up with my around view, which is always handy. or if you switch the car to reverse, it straight away goes to your backup camera. So that's that. Couple of other things is in terms of this system working. It's, well, my hands are dirty, but it works perfectly fine. My hand was just sweaty from holding the phone, but it works fine. No lag. I haven't had any issues with it overheating. We've had temperature from 35 degrees in the summer and minus 35, I would say, in the winter. And as you guys saw, the car has been sitting for 2 weeks and it booted up in less than 30 seconds, which is great. So that's my review. I would highly recommend the system if you want to upgrade your head unit. It has Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, all your shenanigans. You get your navigation in there, and you get a bunch of other apps. The radio works fine, the Bluetooth works fine. Um, that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions more about this, let me know. I will try to go more in depth into Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I'm gonna try to find somebody who has an Apple, one of those crappy Apple devices that I can plug in and do a review. But for the next video, I've tried to do an Android Auto review, since I do have multiple Android phones and they work fine. That's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me leave a comment of your question, or if you're on the Facebook page, then just send me a message via Messenger. I'll try to reply to you with whatever you have. And the other thing is, this system also has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So if you have any kind of OBD2, wireless OBD2, you can use it to monitor your system. I use it for my CVT transmission, which, as you guys know, has been trouble for some people, but I've been building up on this car. There's video on my channels where I've been drifting this car for about 3 winters so far, and it all comes down to maintenance. I mean, my car has an upgraded oil cooler also for the transmission, so far it's been driving fine. I haven't had any issues in terms of transmission. So just make sure you get your car service, your transmission service fine. And this is a very great add-on to have as CVTZ. You can have it on your phone, or like I said, on this head unit. It just takes you a $20 US, a OBD2 dongle, and that way you can monitor your system, especially if you're doing long road trips. You can see how the system is acting up, if it's overheating or something like that. And so far so good. So like I said, any question, feel free to message me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.